Be Me 28M, professional spreadsheet filler for a soulless corporation. My life is a flat circle of lukewarm coffee, fluorescent lighting, and the quiet hum of a PC that's probably seen more action than I have. Every day is a perfect copy of the last. Wake up, commute, click-clack on the keyboard for 8 hours, commute, microwave a beige-colored meal, stare at a screen until my eyes burn, sleep. It's not a bad life. It's just not a life. It's a holding pattern, a loading screen for a game that never starts. I have friends, I guess. We meet up every few weeks, have the same conversations about the same topics. We talk about promotions we don't really want and vacations we'll never take. My love life is a ghost town. My last relationship ended 2 years ago because she said I lacked passion. She wasn't wrong. My greatest passion is finding a parking spot close to the office entrance. This particular night, everything is the same as always. It's a Thursday. I worked late. A pointless project with an imaginary deadline. It's raining. A miserable, cold drizzle that seeps into your bones. I miss my usual train, the 10:45 p.m. Now I have to wait for the last one, the 11:55 p.m. The loser cruiser. The drunk tank on rails. The station is almost deserted. Just me, a cleaner listlessly pushing a dirty mop, and a woman at the far end of the platform huddled into her coat. The air is thick and heavy. The usual station announcements have stopped. The big digital display is frozen, stuck on an ad for a soft drink I've never heard of. It's a liminal space, a place between places, the world holding its breath. I sit on a cold, hard plastic bench and pull out my phone. 3% battery. Of course, I just want to go home to my beige apartment and my beige life. 11:55 p.m. comes and goes, no train, the cleaner has vanished. The woman at the end of the platform is gone too. It's just me, alone. The silence is unnerving. Usually you can hear the hum of the city, the distant wail of a siren something. Tonight, there's nothing, just the gentle hiss of the rain on the station roof. I'm starting to get annoyed. And a little spooked. This feels wrong. I walk to the edge of the platform and peer down the tracks. Darkness. Then far in the distance, I see a single, faint headlight, thank God, but as it gets closer, I realize something is off. It's not one of the sleek modern trains that usually run this line. This one is old. Ancient even, like something out of a black and white movie. It's a deep, dark wood with brass fittings and ornate carvings. The windows glow with a warm, yellow light like gas lamps. It glides into the station without a sound. No screech of brakes, no rumble of an engine, just a silent, ghostly arrival. The doors slide open. They're heavy wooden doors, not the automatic glass ones I'm used to. My phone is dead. I have no other way to get home. My apartment is a 2-hour walk from here. What the hell? It's a train. It goes down the track. How weird can it be? Narrator, it could be very, very weird. I step on board. The inside of the train is even stranger than the outside. The carriage is laid out like an old-fashioned parlor. Velvet upholstered seats, polished mahogany walls, little brass lamps on each table. It smells of old paper, ozone, and something else, cinnamon. It's empty except for a handful of other passengers. And they're odd. In one corner, there's a man in a perfectly tailored 1940s suit, complete with a fedora, reading a newspaper. The headline on the paper is in a language I don't recognize. Across from him, a woman with a flapper-style haircut is staring out the window, a single tear rolling down her cheek. A little girl in a sailor dress is sitting by herself, playing with a wooden doll. She looks up at me as I pass, and her eyes are ancient. She doesn't smile. No one is talking. No one has a phone out. The only sound is the gentle, almost imperceptible hum of the train as it moves. And it is moving. It pulled out of the station as silently as it arrived. I find an empty seat and sink into the plush velvet. It's strangely comfortable. I look out the window. We're not passing through the familiar suburbs and industrial parks of my usual commute. We're gliding through a dense, dark forest. Giant, twisted trees press in on either side of the tracks. There's a thick fog that clings to the ground. This isn't my line. This isn't my city. A knot of panic tightens in my chest. Where the fuck am I going? I look around for a conductor, an employee, anyone. There's no one. I try to speak to the man in the fedora. "Excuse me," I say. My voice sounds loud and harsh in the quiet carriage. He doesn't look up from his paper. He doesn't even seem to have heard me. I try again, louder. "Hey, can you tell me what train this is?" Nothing. It's like I'm not even there. I'm invisible, a ghost in a train full of ghosts. I slump back in my seat, the panic turning into a cold, heavy dread. There's nothing to do but wait. Watch the endless, dark forest slide by the window. I must have dozed off. The gentle rocking of the train, the warm light, it's hypnotic. I don't know how long I was asleep. Minutes, hours, I wake up with a jolt. The train is slowing down. A soft, chiming bell echoes through the carriage. A disembodied voice, smooth and calm, speaks from some hidden speaker. Next stop. Northwood, Northwood, that's my stop. That's the name of my station. A wave of relief washes over me so intense it makes me dizzy. It was all just a weird dream, a stress-induced hallucination. I fell asleep on the normal train and had a nightmare. The train slides into the station. It looks right. The same concrete platform, the same ugly blue benches, the same faded posters on the wall. The wooden doors of the strange train slide open. I practically leap out of the carriage onto the solid, familiar ground. I turn to look back at the train to confirm its strangeness, to prove to myself I wasn't just crazy. But there's nothing there, the track is empty. The strange, old-fashioned train has vanished as silently as it appeared. I'm alone on the platform, the rain has stopped. My head is spinning. Dream or not, it was terrifyingly real. I shake my head, trying to clear the cobwebs and start the 10-minute walk home. But as I leave the station, the feeling of familiarity starts to fray at the edges. The corner store on the first block, the one that's been there for 50 years, is gone. In its place is a sleek, modern coffee shop I've never seen before. The Daily Grind, the sign says in a cheerful, loopy font. Weird. It must have opened recently. I must have just not noticed. I keep walking. The oak tree on Mrs. Henderson's lawn, the one with the tire swing, is gone. The lawn is perfectly manicured, a sterile green carpet. The houses are all the same, the streetlights are the same, but the little details are wrong. A blue house is now yellow. A garden gnome is missing. The crack in the sidewalk I always have to step over isn't there. It's like walking through a corrupted save file of my own life. Everything is 99% the same, but that 1% is screaming at me that something is fundamentally broken. By the time I get to my apartment building, a cold sweat is trickling down my back. It looks the same. Same red brick, same chipped paint on the railings. I fumble for my keys. My hand is shaking. I get to my apartment. Number 3 billion. I put the key in the lock. It doesn't turn. I try again. Nothing. It won't go in all the way. Wrong key. No, this is my house key. I've used it 1,000 times. I jiggle it. I push it. I curse at it. The lock won't budge. My heart is hammering against my ribs. Then I hear a noise from inside my apartment. Music. A soft, acoustic guitar and laughter, a woman's laughter. I press my ear to the door. I can hear voices. A man and a woman talking and laughing together. The man's voice, it sounds familiar. Then I see it. The little nameplate next to the door, it doesn't say my name. It says, The Carters. My blood runs cold. I don't know any Carters. I'm about to knock to demand to know who the hell is in my apartment when the door swings open. Standing in the doorway is me. Not me exactly, but a version of me. He's wearing a comfortable-looking sweater. His hair is a little longer, styled better. He has a healthy, happy glow to him that I've never seen in my own mirror. He looks content. And behind him, a woman with a warm, beautiful smile is looking up at him. The woman from the train station platform. My brain short-circuits, it just stops working. I can't form a thought, I can't make a sound. The other me looks at me. There's no shock on his face. No confusion. Just a kind of gentle, pitying sadness. Oh, he says, his voice soft. You must be the one from the 11:55. He knows, he understands. The woman puts a hand on his arm. Is everything okay, honey? It's fine, Sarah, he says, not taking his eyes off me. It's just a traveler who took the wrong train. He steps out into the hallway, closing the door gently behind him. He looks at my shabby work clothes, my pale face, my terrified eyes. You missed your stop, he says. It's not a question. I finally find my voice. It comes out as a choked whisper. Who are you? What is this? I'm you, he says simply. Or rather, you're me. We're two answers to the same question. He leans against the wall, looking completely at ease. I, on the other hand, feel like I'm about to vibrate out of my own skin. Every decision, every choice, every path not taken, it all leads somewhere, he says, his voice like a late-night philosophy lecture. You stayed late for that pointless project. You hesitated. You let the stress pile up until you just accepted the beige. He gestures back towards the door. I didn't. One day I just stopped. I walked out of that office at 5 p.m. I took a different route home. I went into a bar I'd never been to before. I met her. He smiles a genuine, happy smile. I chose a different track, and you stayed on the express line to nowhere. So what now? I ask, my voice trembling. Am I dead? Is this hell? He shakes his head. No, nothing so dramatic. You're just overwritten, redundant. You got off at the wrong station and the world filled in the empty space with a better version. A version that made a different choice. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a single old-fashioned train token. It's heavy and made of brass. The station, he says, pressing the token into my palm. The train will be back. It's always running. You can't stay here. There's no room for two of us. He looks at me one last time with that same sad, pitying expression. I hope you find your stop, he says. Then he turns, goes back into my apartment, and closes the door. I hear the deadbolt click into place. I'm left alone in the hallway of a building that is no longer my home, in a life that is no longer my own. I'm back at the station. It's always night here, always quiet. I don't know how long I've been waiting. Time doesn't seem to work the same way anymore. The digital display is still frozen on that ad for a soft drink I've never heard of. I've seen other travelers. Lost souls like me. They get on and off the silent, ghostly train. Some look confused, some look hopeful, some just look tired. I hold the brass token in my hand. It's smooth and warm. I don't know where the train will take me. Maybe it will take me back. Maybe it will take me somewhere new. Maybe it will just take me. I think about my old life, the beige life. It was a life of quiet desperation, a life of missed opportunities and unmade choices. I didn't realize that not choosing is a choice in itself. The choice to fade away. Far in the distance, I see a single, faint headlight. The train is coming. I don't know if this is the end or the beginning. But for the first time in a long time, I feel a flicker of something that isn't beige. It might be fear. It might be hope. I stand up, walk to the edge of the platform, and wait. This time, I won't miss my stop.